Hello students. In our previous video, we introduced you to quadratic equations and its general form. In the end of the video, we asked you whether this equation is quadratic equation or not.
But wait, before getting down to a final conclusion, observe this expression carefully. We find that it is not in its simplified form. Therefore, first let us simplify this equation and then check whether it is a quadratic equation or not. On simplification, we get x square plus x plus 8 is equal to x square minus 4. Now when we look at this equation, it looks like it is a quadratic equation since it has x square term. But observe carefully, x square term is on both the sides of equation and so it will cancel out. And we will be left with equation x plus 8 is equal to minus 4, which on further simplification comes down to x plus 12 equal to 0. Now if we compare this equation with a standard form of quadratic equation, we find that it is not a quadratic equation. Similarly, if we consider second equation, which is x plus 2 whole cube equal to x cube minus 4.
Can you identify which type of equation it is? Yes, it is cubic. But again, if you observe it, you will find that it needs to be simplified further. And on doing that,
we get final equation as x square plus 2x plus 2 equal to 0. Again, compare this equation to the standard form of quadratic equation and we find that it is same and thus this expression is a quadratic equation. Students, note that here our first equation appeared to be quadratic equation, but it was not. In fact, it was a linear equation with degree 1. While our second equation appeared to be cubic equation, but it was quadratic equation, that is with degree 2 after simplification. So from our examples, we can conclude that many a times we may come across equations where we will need to simplify them first and only then on comparing with standard form, that is ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, we will be able to decide whether they are quadratic equations or not. Students, there are many instances when we come up with quadratic equations while we are dealing with real life situations. In fact, quadratic equations are actually used in our everyday life as when calculating areas or lengths, calculating the ages, calculating the costs, or calculating the speed of an object, etc. Say for example, the hypotenuse of a right triangle is 5 cm. If the smaller side is tripled and the larger side is 10 times, the new hypotenuse will be 41 cm. Find the length of each side. In this case, we need to form some equations and solve it to find the length of each side of this right triangle. Similarly, students, you can see some examples on your screen. In each of them, we can form some equations and solve them to find our required length or number of toys or cost or speed. Now the question is, can we represent these situations mathematically and find solutions for each of them? The answer is yes, we can. We can convert these word problems to equations.
But we'll do that in our next video.